welcome to Easy Cybersecurity. My name is Joshua, and I'll be your instructor for this course. During this course, we're going to learn about IoT. We shall move from the very basic concepts in IoT up to the countermeasures and how you can secure yourself when it comes to IoT. So, for beginning this course, we shall look at IoT concepts, then move on to the different IoT attacks, and then we shall summarize the course by looking at the IoT countermeasures. The first section of this course is IoT concepts. Before we start talking about IoT concepts, it's important to look at the different learning objectives and what you should expect to learn during this section of the course. During this section of the course, you should be able to define IoT. You should understand the key concepts related to IoT, know how IoT devices work. Then we shall do a brief exploration into the communication models and IoT. And then we shall look at the different application areas of IoT. Then to sum up this course, we shall look at the different challenges related to IoT. Let's begin. IoT. What does this abbreviation mean in full? The I refers to the internet. The O stands for of, and the T stands for the word things. So in full, IoT refers to the Internet of Things, IoT. The next key concept is, what is the Internet of Things? The Internet of Things, also known as the Internet of Everything, refers to Internet-enabled computing devices that contain sensors with the capability of sensing, collecting, and sending data through the communication hardware embedded within the device. So to synthesize and understand all this better, IoT devices are Internet-enabled devices which contain sensors which pick information about their environment. And these devices have the ability to send this information over a network. So from this definition, a couple of key terms come up. Let's look at some of these key terms. First of all, what is the internet? What are things? Then, which information do sensors collect? So let's start off by talking about the internet. The internet is a worldwide connection of networks containing computing devices. A very good example of this would be your home network. Your home network could contain your personal computer, your Wi-Fi printer, and then maybe your smartphone. But now let's pick this concept and look at a small office. A small office would have, let's say, 5, 6, 7, 8, 10 computers which are interconnected. So let's pick it up. Let's pick up that small concept and look at it at a global perspective. You may have a couple of networks in one country, let's say in Europe, and you have another bunch of networks in America. So all these networks which are interconnected together form what we call the internet. It's an interconnection of networks that forms up the internet, also called the net. Let's move on to the next important concept. What are things? A thing is referred to as a device with a built-in computer that is implanted on natural objects, for example, pets. Let's say a dog collar, for example. Let's say you wanted to track your pet. And man-made objects like cars, for example, car trackers, cargo trackers, and things like that. And this thing has the functionality of communicating over a network, which means it has capabilities of sending this information that it has collected over a network. And this network is usually the internet. So let's move on to the next important key term. What information do sensors collect? Let's say you have a sensor, or you know that this thing is a sensor. So some examples of the information sensors collect are temperature, pressure, touch, light, then humidity, then proximity. For example, proximity sensors in car park cars and sonars on ships. Then you also have things like smoke detectors or sensors which pick up smoke, which is really synonymous with smoke detectors. A very good example would be your kitchen smoke detector.